All right, I'm going to make a video about one of my pet peeves, okay? This is a spiritual pet peeve, all right? This is where people always talk about they've had some sort of big, profound awakening where all of a sudden they realize life is an illusion, right? Life is just a dream. This is like an Eastern religious, spiritual kind of thing, like Buddhism, Hinduism. You know, Christianity doesn't say life is an illusion, it's all a big dream, right? Christians think everything is like rock solid and real, and there's really a God up in heaven. Whoa! Whereas in Buddhism and Hinduism, they talk a lot about life is illusory, it's created by your mind. Outside of your mind, there's nothing really there. So you get all these uptight, white Western people like myself, they discover Eastern religion, Like me, I was in college and I started doing martial arts with a friend. And then I started reading a book about martial arts, and that's how I kind of got into Eastern religion and philosophy. So I was like, whoa, your problems are created by your thoughts, by your mind. The world is created by your mind. I was kind of like blown away. But the problem is that people think this is some sort of big, huge revelation. Life is just an illusion. But when it comes down to it, it's like life is an illusion, life is a dream. So what? So what? I mean, really, does this affect the way you live your life? Do you change the way you live because now you realize that life is an illusion? Now, granted, it gives you some sort of perspective on things, right? You don't maybe take things quite as seriously, but you don't really live your life any differently, If you're walking down the street and then you turn the corner to cross the street and you see a bus coming at you, you don't say, life is an illusion, it's just a dream, that dream bus is coming towards me. You get your ass out of the way, right? And the other thing is, it doesn't really affect the way that, things frighten you or make you sad or make you angry. Even if you realize it's just an illusion, it's not real, my mind made it up. If your girlfriend or your wife or your boyfriend or husband is in a pissy mood, it makes you in a pissy mood too, right? It doesn't help any that life is an illusion. Think about when you have a dream at nighttime, right? You're having a dream, and I've been having these problems that I have these very vivid dreams, right? I don't know if it's a medication I'm taking or sleep apnea or something, or trying to figure it out, but I get these really vivid dreams, right? And I've also in the past, I've had lucid dreams. If you ever had a lucid dream, they're kind of cool and they're also kind of freaky, where you realize that you're dreaming in the middle of the dream. So you're conscious of the fact that you're in a dream. But the thing is about those, it doesn't change anything because the dream is still frightening. Think about when you're in a movie, I haven't been to a movie theater about like 6 years or something, right? I watch everything on the internet, but you're watching a movie, right, in a movie theater, or you're watching a movie on the computer, and the movie is really, really sad, right? It makes you sad. If it's very violent, it makes you kind of tense up, it's very violent. If it's funny, you laugh. But the whole time you realize that it's a movie. You don't forget about the fact that you're sitting in a movie theater or you're watching the screen. And if someone turns to you, sometimes you're like with a partner or something, you're getting really freaked out by the movie, and they say, it's only a movie, calm down. Or, a parent might say to the child, don't worry, it's only a movie. It doesn't change the fact that what you're seeing in the movie is still affecting you. Now, if it's a really shitty, crappy movie, like most, 99% of Hollywood movies, then maybe you're not really affected by it. You can kind of make that distinction. It's just a movie because actors suck and the directing sucks. But when it's a really well-done movie, you feel the emotion, even though you realize it's just a stupid fucking movie, right? I mean, you watch Old Yeller for like the 10th time, and the dog dying makes you sad. Now, I have something to admit here. I've actually never seen the movie Old Yeller. My example I would use is It's a Wonderful Life, right? The first time I saw It's a Wonderful Life, I was in college, and I went to this college movie theater, so I'm 18, 19, 20, 21, and I'm watching It's a Wonderful Life, and I start tearing up at the end, right? I'm thinking, what an idiot watching this corny movie, and I start crying, And even now when I see it, still, it's like you get kind of weepy, you know, watching It's a Wonderful Life. I realize it's kind of like ironic, right? It's a wonderful life and life is an illusion. But, so the point is, it doesn't matter if you realize life's an illusion or life is just a dream, because the shit is still shit, you know, the crappy stuff is still crappy stuff, and the scary stuff is still scary stuff. Right? And stuff that, in a dream, if you get bit by a dog, it hurts in the dream, right? When you wake up, you realize it was just a dream. You didn't really get bit by the dog. But in the dream, if a dog is running at you, you run away, right? You don't say, oh, it's just a dream, it's a dog, I'll let it bite me. Scary stuff is scary in a dream, scary stuff is scary in real life, so it's a dream. What difference does that make? You know, it's like sometimes people get all spiritual, right? And they're like, oh, I work in an office job, sitting in a cubicle for 8 hours a day on the computer, it's so boring, I'm wasting my life. I'm going to meditate and quit my job, and I'm going to go to Tibet, and I'm going to hike through Tibet and be all spiritual. Well, you know what? Like 6 months rolls around, and you realize, like, you got no money, right? You got no money. You got no health insurance, and, you know, all the spiritual stuff isn't doing too much for your duodenum, you know, and your, like, kidney stones or whatever. And then you got, like, no resume now because, you know, you got this big 6-month gap on your resume. You've been hiking through Tibet. So you kind of come down to reality and think, well, life is an illusion, but, like, you got bills to pay, you know. Life is an illusion, but your hemorrhoids still hurt, and you need to be operated on, and you need to take medicine, right? So all this comes down and hits you, you know. It's a dream, but you're living in the dream, and you got to kind of do the dream stuff regardless. So I guess my whole point is, how long has this gone on for? 7 minutes, oh my God. So my whole point is, like, life is a dream. It's all an illusion. So what?